Joanne, I haven't seen you forever.
I know, finally I remembered to get on.
Good to see you. And hey, Donna, I'm late because I was talking to Chris in the green room. And there's Penny. Penny was on the call. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. So you went to the DR, didn't you, Joanne?
No,
Oh,
after having COVID, it was too big of a risk to, as soon as I was, the thought of testing positive and getting stuck there, I just couldn't do it.
How about California?
I can't. I got to go see my grandson graduate from the Marines. So it's like, it's bittersweet because I want to go there. But after getting my phone call from him yesterday of being an official Marine now, and looking forward to the graduation, it's like, okay, I'm going to be on such a high from that. It's okay.
Oh yeah, no, that'll be good. This is going to be a quick meeting anyway. So, but anyway, I am going to California, so I'll have fun for you.
Okay.
Yes, that was good with Chris. He's fun. I just got off that Monday Morning Madness call with Chris Marquardt. Well, no, Marquardt. Marquardt. His last name is spelled M-A-R-K-E-R-T. Marquardt. But he said it sounds like Marquette. So Marquardt. I haven't heard that last name before, so I didn't say it good. I know that. Oh, but anyway, yeah, we were talking. It's funny. He thinks I should have said something to that dentist. There's no way. You saw that, Penny, right? Yeah, the dentist in my town. The reason I'm even talking about it is because I know a lot of representatives, not just with our company, but in general, who don't realize that they are the reason, their personality is the reason that people aren't shopping with them a second time or buying from them on a continuous basis. The customers disappear, which happens, but they don't stop to wonder why. They think, oh, that darn store they go to, or oh, they think something else, and sometimes it's them. And I wanted to bring up that story because, so if you didn't hear this one, Joanne, there's a dentist in my town, and the practice got bought a few times, and I stayed because it's right here in my town. It's like 5 minutes from me. So I stayed, but the last owner that bought, I stayed a year after she bought it. She's just offensive. I don't know how to say it. She doesn't think I have a choice in whether I have work done or not. No,
a lot of them that way.
But I'm the customer, and I did say that to her. I said, you know what? I get to decide because I'm paying the bill. So if I don't want you to do work, I don't want you to do work. She says, but you have to have it done. No, not really. But I mean, and she was just like bullying me almost. And I'm like, so I decided to move practices. And then she was like calling me and leaving me messages demanding to talk to me about it. And I'm like, no, you lost that you lost me. Once I'm gone, ask either one of my ex-husbands. Once I'm gone, there ain't no going back from that. You know what I mean? There just ain't no going back. So, but I think it was an important story to tell because she's up there trying to build the business back up. She's had problems with customers leaving. She has done landscaping. She redid the outside of the building. She has all the new technology. All of those things have not solved her problem because it's her. And she's not making that connection. So for people watching this and all of us, when I lose a customer, I try to sit there and go over my interactions with that customer. Was it because I waited 3 weeks to do her delivery? Was it because I was abrupt when she called me on the phone? You know, I need to look at what happened because they're not going to tell you usually, they're just going to leave. That's mostly what customers do. And I think it's funny, I was telling him, I've watched these cookie restaurant fix-it shows like Gordon Ramsay. The customers don't normally send their food back. They don't normally stop the management and say, you know what, we got bad service. They just never go there again. Right. And it happens with us too in direct sales. People will just go to Rite Aid or they'll go to another rep. They won't necessarily sit there and tell you why. That's why something like SendOutCards is so important, because I've messed up and not delivered someone or not ordered their thing or whatever it is, and been forgiven for that. And they've stayed with me because I sent them a thank you card every time that I interact with them. So I think this service in particular can ease. If you made a mistake, you can recover from it. As long as you realize you made one, you have to be willing to realize it and own it, I think, because a lot of representatives won't do that. They're like, that damn customer, or the store's at fault. The store's at fault because they offer better prices or whatever it is. And usually that's not why someone switches. It's because they got bad service, or you made them feel bad, or you were abrupt with them when they called or something like that. Haven't you done that? I've done that to someone by mistake, been in a bad mood or fighting with someone here, and answer the phone. Now I don't do that. I let it go to voicemail, because I know it's going to feel like I'm fighting with them, the person that called, and they won't even know why. They'll think I'm just giving them bad service. So, but anyway, that's my rant for today. So, are you still sending as many as you were doing, Joanne? Oh, sorry, you're on mute.
I am. I kind of obviously slacked off the month of September and October just with my dad and stuff, but I've got all these pictures that I've saved on my phone and things. And I usually send stuff to myself in Messenger, so I've got it, and then I can just click back. So I've been going back through it and getting those sent out. And it's funny because the people have been responding. Oh my gosh, I forgot all about that picture. Thank you so much for sending it. It's okay, it was late. Every single person has said
Oh, nice.
it's okay that it was late. So yeah, I'm back at it, but man, I was gone out for a good couple months. It was rough.
That's tough. Yeah, I'm bad about if something happens that is a big thing like that. I'm apt to overwork rather than not work. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm bad about that.
I couldn't work. I mean, with the COVID, I mean, I was down. It
Yeah.
was just awful. I mean, I just couldn't.
Yeah.
I
Oh
went
yeah.
up to my desk thinking that I could work on something. Within 5 minutes, I was just like, boom, had to go lie down. It was
Oh.
rough.
Well, it's good you took care of yourself, so you're back.
Yes, I am back. I am
Yeah,
back.
I'm on the mend of COVID.
Oh,
What'd you
it's
say, Penny?
rough.
I'm on the mend of COVID.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had it, and it's wicked.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
And
Liza's out. I'm all backed up in the office because she got it. I don't know why she got tested though. Can you make me understand that, by the way? Why, if you suspect you have it, what's the benefit of finding out for sure you do?
I
don't know.
never went. My husband went and got tested, but I never went. Because what's the point? Obviously, I have it, so I just.
Yeah, I didn't get tested for a week after I got it. I was sick for a whole week, and then I finally went for the test, and it come back positive.
But I mean, did you get different medicine, or why did that information help you?
No, I didn't get any different medicine.
But
I
so
got an
what
antibiotic.
what compels you to go get tested then?
Well, the doctor sent me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, he sent me.
I mean, I wonder why he would need to know that if he wasn't going to give you anything different.
I don't know, because I had went to see him, and I had gotten the pneumonia shot
Mhm.
on the 3rd, and then on the 4th, I got sick. And I was sick the whole week, and then the second week was really wicked.
Wow.
And now I'm on the mend, getting better.
Oh, good.
I still got a ways to go, but
Yeah, I don't think I would be shocked if me and the kid and Grammy all didn't have it at some point. Not necessarily that we were sick, but that it was in our system.
yeah,
Because I think everybody probably would test positive at some point. because
I
it's
think
a
so
virus or
too.
those things, right? But
Yeah.
I don't think I want it in my records.
No.
I don't know why. I don't know. I just don't want it. I don't know. I guess that made me paranoid probably. Here's Lorona. Lorona's on. Yay! So anyway, today I think what I know we've got to do a Facebook espionage. You want to hear my latest? This is kind of cute. We are recording this, but I'll tell it and I'll say, I mean, if someone listening to this doesn't know I'm an Avon representative, I think they've missed quite a bit of the whole thing. But anyway, so my mother lives up at the Villager Retirement Home. It's assisted living, not a nursing home. But I asked her, it's her and 15 other residents. So there's 16 of them total. I said, as a family, what could we give that would be fun for them? You know, I don't know. I was thinking along the lines of they do Wii bowling, maybe a new Wii game, or me pay for entertainer to come in, or like a painting class, or so. I was thinking something like that. What they came back with was new hats and mittens for everybody. And I'm like, I'm sitting there trying to picture my mother with one of those hats with a pom-pom on the top. I'm thinking she'd rather kill somebody first. And then the other idea they gave me was chicken tenders for everybody. Those were their two ideas. And I'm thinking, oh no, I waited a day to make sure I didn't sound harsh. And then I wrote back and I'm like, I'm really sorry, but neither one of those ideas are fun enough. I want it to be something different, not something, you know, I don't know, not an everyday thing. So something interactive I was hoping for. So anyway, I gave them a big list of options. They actually chose the Avon option, which was, I brought a book up. I think there's 25, I think. I brought the book. Every person could pick one item. And it just had to be 40 or less, $40 or less. One item, they got to pick whatever they wanted as long as it was $40 or less. And I had them pick two choices just in case that was sold out or whatever. And you know, they had that back to me in 24 hours. they thought that was the funnest thing ever. I can understand that though. They were all like, oh, I'm gonna get this one, I'm gonna get this. So I did the thing. But now what I'm doing is I actually wanted their names prior to this because I send 4 of them postcards now randomly. My mom, I send a card up probably every other day, either a postcard or a regular card. And I do like pictures of us or pictures of her cat or pictures from back when we were traveling of her somewhere. I do that like every other day because I'm pretty sure assisted living's like camp. The one with the most mail wins, right? So sure enough, the guy that owns it said when they get mail, they put it all out on the table. And because I've been sending a lot of postcards, they've been all looking at the postcards, whether they were for them or not. But I want to make sure more of them get postcards to them. So one of the things I'm doing, I want to share screen and show you. I'll send one. But so having them fill this out for the Christmas thing, I also got a list of all of their names, which I didn't have and they weren't going to give me, but now they did. They don't realize they gave it to me. And I don't need their address or anything, so it wasn't like a weird reason that I needed their name, because they all have the same address, right? So let's just go over here to, no, there's Bo. To SendOutCards. So what I did was in the SendOutCards group, I sent, I posted those things about the naughty and nice certificates from Santa. Did you see those? So now what I'm doing is I'm sending postcards and I'll show you, I'll do one of them because I'm sending one to every one of the residents because they picked out a gift. I'm going to wrap it and put it from Santa under the tree. That's the plan. Okay. So here we go. Build your own. And this is the certificate size that way, horizontal. customize, and I'm going to do a postcard. And next. And then I already uploaded the certificate. And somebody asked this on another post. As long as you're doing it on the front of the postcard or the front of a flat card or the front of a panel card, you can add a text box. So this is the one I'm using right here. Okay. Okay, and then you can add a text box. So this is the front of a postcard, don't forget. So I'm going to put the next person, Lucille Boucher, and I'm going to just fancy it up a little bit, put that font, make it just a little bit bigger, and then I'm going to move it so it's right here. So you can do that as long as it's on the front of the card. So you don't have to use Canva. If you're going to do it on the inside of a card or the back of a card, you have to use Canva. But if you're doing just the front, you can add the text box there. So this would be good for kids, but I'm doing it for the residents up at the retirement home. So on the back, I'm going to put, let me move this again here. Congratulations. You are on the nice list. Expect a present from Santa under your tree. That's all I'm putting. And I'm sending it to each one of the residents. So this is kind of like building the anticipation. And I know this is going to seem weird, but sadly, because most of them up there have Alzheimer's, they're not going to remember that they picked it out. That's kind of going to work in our, it's going to work in our favor. So that's the front of the postcard. And now I'm going to go down. I've already entered them all, so I just have to. But this is a cute little project. Even if you don't want to, give something. I'm giving quite a bit of money's worth of stuff, but see, I can just do in care of the villager retirement home and their address. So I didn't need everybody's other address. I just needed their, and I just click it, done. And then ready to send. And then this is part of my subscription, so it's free. Send. Yay! And that's it. But I think that's a cute way to keep the little thing going. So now they're all in postcards, and I got to mark it off here. So, and a couple, and by the way, in case you're wondering, a miracle of miracles, 16 people, only 3 people made choices I couldn't fill. And when I went, I ordered immediately once I got the list, because many of the people wanted clothes, which I was surprised about, but I was scared they wouldn't have what they wanted, but they did. And the ones that those 3 repicked items that are in. So yay, I'm going to put a second order for what they wanted. But I think why I'm even sharing that whole thing is, so when I have something I want to do, try to incorporate the businesses I rep for, including SendOutCards. So I already thought it was a good idea to send them mail. I really wanted more of their names, and I was slowly getting them. I had like 4 out of the 16 just by talking to them myself. But now I've got them all. And it's easy. I've got them all, right? And now when I see, they have a Facebook page too. So now when I see them, they usually put, congratulations, John, on having a birthday. They don't put their last names, but there's only one John. So I'm going to slowly get that stuff too. So I'll be able to send John a birthday card on his birthday. There's only actually 2 guys there. You want to hear what's funny? My mother she doesn't realize there's men there. How do you miss that? I'm like, there's 2 guys. Well, she said to me something. Oh, me and her and one of her friends that lives there, Viola, we were sitting out on the porch, and she said the man that helped me with my shower. I'm like, wait a minute, back up. What are you talking about? And Viola says, calm down. At this age, we don't care. I thought that was pretty funny because I'm like, oh no, what are you talking about? Yeah, they don't care evidently. So Viola was funny about it.
Well,
But I always think how this is like the go-giver thing. How can I add value to what I'm doing? So I already liked the present from Santa situation. I liked that it was interactive, so they picked their own thing out. That way I know they'll like it. If I'd have picked something out for them, most of them wouldn't have liked it because I wouldn't have picked that stuff. They picked stuff I had no idea. Like some of them wanted the giant bottles of shower gel. Now, I wouldn't have thought that was a good gift, and some of them really wanted that. There's somebody wanted, actually, John wanted the plaid slippers. Now, I never would have picked plaid slippers for John. So I was happy that they picked their own stuff out. And I was looking for a way to make it more valuable. And the little nice certificates are perfect for that. So, and what we're going to do is when I get the products in, I'm going to wrap them all up and put Santa to them individually and bring them up there. So I think that's going to really make my holiday nicer and hopefully theirs too, because I'll be happy that I did something specific for these 16 people. That's what I like, doing that better than just like putting money in the bell ringers guy. You know, I like to know that I did something specifically for people that I specifically know. How do you guys handle that at Christmas or holiday? Is that something you like to do too, or?
yeah, I like to do that, but I can't always do that.
Right. But what do you do that you can do? What do you do when you don't have stuff to give? Do you like do time or something like that?
Well, no, I come up with something small
Oh,
and,
good.
just, put it in the bag and try and pick something that they'll like,
Nice.
or something that they haven't tried, and then it gives them the chance to try it
Oh,
to see
nice.
if they like it. Mainly the stuff that comes in the A boxes.
Oh, yeah.
I like to throw those things in for them.
I'm not
wrap it.
I'm not necessarily doing this to get customers, by the way. That's not the point of the thing.
No,
And
that's not, it's kind of a back thing with it. It's not the goal though. It's just, I give them something they can try that I think they'll,
nice. Because I think more, I doubt that I'm going to get, I've actually had a customer there, but it wasn't, dealing with them as being customers is hard because most of them don't have the knowledge of what money is anymore and stuff like that. So I don't want their families to be mad that I'm trying to sell to them. I think from a business point of view, I'm not looking at it that way, but what I'm more likely to get probably is referrals from their families because they'll know I did it. That would be more if I was looking for a business angle to that. But I'm actually just doing this to solve my problem of I want to do something special for the villager. You know what I mean? And I gave them a lot of choices. That was just one of them. I was surprised they took that, and I was happy because I can give them more value, perceived value, because I'm not going to pay $40. So they perceive that I'm giving a $40 gift when my cost is less than that. And I can write it off my taxes too. So it was more like solving my problem. You know what I mean? But I think I tend to do that when I have something I want to get done or a problem I want to get solved, is look at my little buffet of businesses and say, is there something that I rep for or use like Shuffle or SendOutCards? Are there things that I do that could solve this for me or help me work on this problem? Or, you know what I mean? I think that's more like what I do. What do you think, Joanne? Joanne's going, I don't know if I want to talk.
I like that idea. That's really cool that you're doing it. Every year we do something at Christmas time And I get the grandkids involved. One year we baked 6 different kinds of cookies, and we put them on those little styrofoam trays, and we wrapped them, and we took them into the homeless shelter,
Oh,
and we gave
nice.
them away to the people during their dinner. We've done, I take Christmas cards. Grandma's on the phone. I've got a meltdown in the background. Anyhow, there's been several years that we've taken the little angels off the tree and got those gifts for the kids. Past couple years, we've just put random money in Christmas card envelopes when we go into the store, and I give each kid a couple envelopes, and I'm like,
Oh, nice.
somebody that you feel like giving it to, give it to them. And it's just so neat when you sit back and you watch their faces. It's like, oh my gosh, because $5 to $20 just depends on which card they get. And then this year we're doing something different, just because with COVID and everything, a lot of the restaurants are very understaffed here in our area, and the people are just working extraordinary hours, running their tail ends off, getting nasty customers. And being a former server, I know how that is.
Yeah.
So it started the Sunday before last. On our way home from Grove City Craft Show, we had an excellent craft show. While I was texting my daughter about it, she texted me this picture, a customer of theirs they were in Olive Garden. They just got done with their son's graduation from the Marines, and he was back home getting ready to go back.
Nice.
So it was kind of neat. But before they knew all that, they actually tipped my daughter $310 on a $500 check.
Wow.
So she sent me the picture, and I had already felt when I went into Texas Roadhouse that I needed to give my $100 bill that I had in my wallet to this server. Well, she really wasn't that good. And I was like, oh my goodness, really? How about 50? I'll just do 50. I have a 50. So I put the 50 in, and I kept feeling I needed to give her 100. So I took the 50 out, gave her 100. Oh my gosh, she was so tickled. My daughter knows a server that works there, and she was so tickled. So now the last 2 times we've went out to eat, whatever my bill is, if it's $53, I'm leaving a $50 cash tip.
Oh, that's
like last
awesome.
night, it was $30 and some change. We left a $30 tip. And then we write, thank you for your great service. And it's just, you should see their faces light up. And I know that's, a lot, but I've got money put back that I've put back all year, and that's what we're doing this year. But it's
That's
pretty cool to
awesome.
watch their faces. It's just, it makes you feel good. And
That's
I
like a
don't
gift
have
for you
anything
too.
with my business or anything. It's just, but servers, they will remember that. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope they don't expect that every time I go out to eat. For the
No, that's
season.
awesome. And it's a gift for you too, because it can
Yeah.
make you feel good about doing it. Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, and it's teaching the grandkids too, that if you're blessed, go ahead and bless somebody else, because they might need it. And
Oh, that's
even if they
awesome.
don't, they can pay it forward then to somebody else.
I was just talking to Chris about this. One of the best things I've done for my business, which doesn't seem like it would be, has been not to look at the people that I'm sending a card to as a prospect. I'm not thinking about whether they have the ability to buy from me, or whether they would want my stuff of anything that I rep. I'm not even thinking about that at all. I'm actually only thinking about whether they'd like the card. That has not only made my life simpler, it was a good business move. I've gotten more business from it, because I get mostly referrals from other people anyway. That's been a big part of my business anyway. But now I seem to get more, and I don't always know where it's coming from. And I'm sure it's because I no longer care who I'm sending the card to, as far as whether they would do business with me or not. All I'm thinking about is whether they'd like the card. That's it. So when I'm looking on Facebook, for example, I think, oh, that's a nice picture of their dog. I like the angle of the shot or whatever. She'll love that on the front of a card. I send it, even if it's someone that I have absolutely no expectation that they would ever buy from me, I'm sending the card because I think they'd like the card. And that is, I think, a freeing thing of the subscriptions is that you have the ability to do that because you already are having an unlimited individual card sends. So you don't have to sit there and say, well, do I want to spend the $1.55? You know what I mean? You don't have to think about it because it's included in your subscription if you're on one of the unlimited. So I love the unlimited subscriptions because of that. It helped me not care about the card or the person. It's not have an ulterior motive. I guess that's it. It helped me not have an ulterior motive. And I try to send cards whenever I have an interaction with anybody. Like the guy that I just got off of Monday Morning Madness with, I have a system with my guests that I take a screenshot of the replay. So I'm going to go back right after this. I'm going to go back and the replay and download it. Then I'm going to play it and take a bunch of screenshots. Then I'm going to edit it down and I'm putting that on the front of the card. Is a screenshot where we both look fun or happy, especially the guest. I want to put the guest in the best light because it's their show. And then in the top of the inside of the 2-panel, the top, I'm going to put the promo that I use to promote their show. Because some of them, like Chris, isn't a big Facebook guy. I think he did end up seeing the promo, but some of them don't see it. So this way they'll have it. They can have it and keep it if they want to. And then on the bottom, I have a thank you graphic that I just got off of Google. And I write on the side, I try to write something specific about what we talked about. So I'll say, thank you very much, Chris, for spending your time and your wisdom with us in Monday Morning Madness. I especially liked the story about, and then I'll go on and I'll recall something in particular he talked about, because that way he knows that I was paying attention. And I think I try to do that when, like if I talk to a downline team member and then send them a card, I'll say, it was great talking to you today. I especially thought it was valuable when you shared with me your system for delivering to customers. I try to pick out something specific that I put in the card so that they feel heard. Because I know I like that when I get a card like that. You know, don't you? That the person actually was listening. You know, I wasn't just sitting there nodding during their show. So, and that's, I usually ask my guests which they want. And luckily he wants sea salt caramels. He's over in the UK, by the way. Chris was. So that was kind of neat. I did order his book. Yeah, you should go get his book. I'm going to put the link in the Monday Morning Madness. It's only $9.99 on Kindle, which I think is awesome. And it has the F word in the title. You can't beat that, right? Yeah, I think that was funny. Yeah, that's such a universal word that, and it's just a word. It's just a word. I think it's funny. I'm not going to give it more power. It's just a word. But anyway, I know Joanne's going, no, you would never, would you?
No, but my daughter, every other word, oh dear God, I can't stand it.
Yeah, but it's just a word. It's a word like feather is a word, like finger is a word. It's just a word. It only has the power you give it.
That's
So
true.
if you ignore it, it's just a word. Although I shouldn't say that because my whole reason for wanting to use it is because it's shocking. It's shocking. So if it wasn't shocking anymore, it'd probably be dull, right? So anyway, that's that for do you want to do a espionage with me?
Sure.
Yeah, I love doing Facebook espionage. Okay, here we go. I love it. I spend my days doing this mostly on the phone. But this one, of course, is going to be on the computer, so you can see. I didn't even open Facebook yet. That's unusual. But on the phone, if you don't have the app for SendOutCards yet, the card making app, make sure you get it because it is awesome, easy to just do a card quick. I mean, less than a minute, I can get a card out. And you can send cards that you already sent to someone else too, by the way. They have a My Cards section, so you can grab one, edit it, and send it to someone else. Yay. Oh, there's Mary. Why not? Okay, let's find somebody with a picture. Oh, look at that. Did he really buy a fire truck? Okay, here we go. Where we were. Oh, let's do this one. Henniker Veterinary. Yeah. Look at all, yeah, and I already got, when I see a picture now, I don't know, do you do this? In my head, I'm already thinking what I'm writing on the back of the postcard. And I look at all those smiling faces. That's what I want to write. That's what I thought. That's what popped in my head. I like the postcard thing because you don't have to put a lot of thought. You're just going to put some cute little thing. So I'm going to save the image. This is my veterinarian, by the way. This is his whole staff. That's Dr. Bob right there. And where's his wife? His wife here somewhere. Oh, maybe she's taking the picture. Oh, no, there's his wife right there. And that's Dr. Bob. Dr. Bob's awesomely funny. He's awesomely funny. Did I tell you that one before when I was up there? Me and, let me stop for a second and tell you. When I was up at the vet, Bo chewed an ornament last year and cut inside his mouth, and it was a whole big production. I didn't like the vet assistant that I got on, and it was like an emergency thing. I got the assistant instead of Dr. Bob, and I'm used to Dr. Bob. So when I went back, I said, I don't mean to be a fuddy-duddy, Dr. Bob, but I actually really only want to go to you from now on. I know you're going to think I'm an old lady saying this. And he said, no, not at all. He said, he was so serious. I don't know if I can tell you serious. He was so serious. He says, you know what? I tell the girls that work here, you shouldn't be surprised if customers want just me, because really, once you've flown first class, you don't want to go back to coach. He was just so serious when he said it. I'm like, oh my God. Oh, yeah, Dr. Bob. Okay, here we go. So that picture, I'm going to do this way. On the laptop, you can make it smaller or bigger, but I'm going to do this orientation because I think it'll fit better. Customize. In the app, by the way, you can't make it bigger or smaller like you can on the laptop, so it's a little more flexible. I'm going to go postcard. And I bet you next time I go up there, it'll be on their wall, because they usually is when I send them something, which is awesome. So take the picture and then upload photo right here. And then there it is in my download thing. And it's going to pop right there. You just click it once and over it goes. And I'm not going to have to do anything. That's perfect on there. Everybody's included. That's awesome. And then I'm just going to go to the other side of it. This is like a 1-minute thing you can do when you see a picture that you think they'll like. And I'm just going to say, look at all those smiling faces. That's it. And then I bet you they'll love it. They'll pass it around the office, hang it on the wall, and they'll all get a kick out of it. Save and proceed. And just add recipients. I'm not sure. I think I might have, I'm just going to do the town because I'm not sure if I have the vet by itself. Henniker Vet. Yeah, I do right there. Henniker Veterinary. Yay. That way I'll just send it to the whole office. Done. I know I have him and his wife separate in there. Ready to send. And it's included. And what did that take me? A minute? That's it, just a minute. And that's going to probably, maybe they all won't like it, but maybe even a couple of them will think it's the cutest thing ever. But at least they'll feel appreciated, right? They'll be like, oh, look, one of our customers sent us a postcard. You'd be surprised little stuff like that can make people's day. So, I mean, look at the guy, the guy that made my day the other day. Did you read that on my wall? Brendan. He was hilarious, but he's like a 25-year-old guy, and he was going around to the Go Giver Alliance team members that were all on the same thing. And talking to us individually on FaceTime. So I talked to him about a half hour. He was asking me stuff and whatever. And at the end, he said, what I'm getting from our conversation is that you wrote down the things for success, and then you watered it up into a ball, set it on fire, and spit on it. Is that about the size of it? And I'm like, yeah, that is about. I'm like, wow, how did he do that? I'm like, he just wrote my whole life down to one little sentence there. And I'm like, and what's funny is, I don't know if he meant it as a compliment, but I certainly took it as one. Best compliment ever, But I thought that was pretty cool. But I sent that to, I wrote that post on Facebook, which he's not a big Facebook guy either. I wrote the post and I had like 100 interactions on it. I screenshot that and sent him a card and said, you may not have realized how much I took that as a compliment, but all these other people thought it was great too. So I thought you'd get a kick out of seeing this. So I think the, little ways. So he's going to be happy. He helped me get a lot of interaction too, because I know he's a social media guy, just not necessarily Facebook. But yeah, that's that. Are you working on any mailings right now?
I'm working on a Christmas one.
Oh, good. Do you use an app like I do for that, or?
No, not right now. I use spreadsheet.
No, the one I'm using is, what is it even called? Oh, I don't know that. It's Card List, and it looks like Santa riding in a sleigh. You don't have to put their whole information. I think it was like $5 you pay at one time and you don't have to pay again.
Oh, okay.
I've been using it for a couple of years, so it tells me, I mark it when someone sends me a card, and I mark it when I send a card out. I didn't put their address and everything. I just put their name. That's it.
Okay.
All it's helping me do is make sure I don't miss anybody. So like last year, and I'm not doing it to keep score. I don't care if someone doesn't send me a card. I'm not doing it to keep score like that. I'm still sending a card if I want them to have a card. I don't care if they ever send me a card. But I do mark when I get a card to make sure that I also send them a card. You see what I mean? So I don't want someone to send me a card and they're not getting one from me. So I put them in here. It doesn't matter to me if I don't get one from them. I'm still leaving them in here, because I'm not basing my card sending on my card receiving. Let's put it that way. Okay.
I never did that either.
Some people do.
Yeah, they do.
Right. So the thing is, I send a lot of cards, but this helps me. Like right now, I send to what I can do last year, 220 was, I sent out, last year I sent 514 cards and I received 205.
Oh.
And this year my list is already up to 552. So I've added 40 people, and most of those that I added were like the guests on my show, stuff like that. They're new people that I haven't interacted with before. What I didn't realize is I had not been sending to a couple people that I knew were not celebrating the holidays, like Bob Berg's Jewish. I thought maybe it was offensive to send him a card, but he said, no, that's not true, because I'm sending like a holiday card for starters, but it's more of a, here's an update of my family thing. And he says, sending good wishes is good, that he's not offended by that at all. So I got to quit thinking about that. I just want him to have a card. Right. But when everybody's talking all the time about who's offended, I start questioning whether I'm offending someone or not. And I got to not do that.
Oh,
right. That's an easy way to do this, because I send I'm going to start right after Thanksgiving. Do you want to see a sneak peek? And then I'll let you go up the front.
yes.
You'll see it first. No one's seen it yet. I have the kid do my fronts now. Oh, can I show you though? Oh, I can't show you yet. Never mind. I'll have to. It's on the phone. It's not on here yet because I haven't made the card yet. But I can show you, but I don't think you'll be able to see it good on here, but maybe. Oh, well, no, I promised you something I can't even show you. That's not funny. Oh, here it is, but I don't think you'll be able to see it good. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
No, you
no.
can't see it good. But it's three of his original characters having a snowball fight. So it turned out good. He did a good job.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's going to be the front of the card. Inside, I'm going to do a 3-panel again. What I told him I was going to do is, this is going to be hard, pick out one picture of each of us. And then one panel is going to be all the pets. And one picture, and on the, like, I'm going to alternate left and right side. So the picture, and then the little text box next to it is going to say whatever happened for you over the year. So like my kid's picture, he actually wants, and I love this, by the way, he said, make my picture small and put the QR code for my YouTube channel. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can do that for you. So I'm going to do that, and then his I'm going to talk about. He's got he was in 3 plays I think this year, and he's going to start driving lessons. I'm going to just give an update like that, and mine's going to be more about where I traveled to, because that's my thing. And then I want to do one for Grammy so I can put her address in case anybody else wants to send her mail. Although last time I did that, she said somebody sent me mail that I don't know. Why did somebody do that? Who is this person? She was like mad about it for a week. So it's hilarious, but I just think it's fun. I don't know, to send pictures. But I got a good picture of her up there on the porch that I think would be good. So
good.
What are you going to do for yours, Donna? Do you have a plan?
Well, I generally put a picture of our Christmas tree on the front. But I don't have a photo of myself and my son that, like I can send. So we're going to have the tree decorated. Well, we're going to decorate the tree Friday.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to take a picture of him and I in front of the tree.
Oh, perfect.
But that, because people don't get pictures of us.
Right.
And, we haven't been home for, to Maryland for, 3 years now. So they don't really get to see us much.
Well, that's
and
perfect.
Having a nice picture is good.
Yeah,
and then, of
no,
course, writing on what's happened.
You know what I
inside.
feel funny about is Bob Berg was going on and on about how great it is that the cards I send aren't about me. And yet the Christmas one and the birthday one both are about us. And I look at that different, I guess, because I send so many, I can't send one that's about the other person. And sometimes I think it is good to put your own stuff, like a picture of you, because like at the holidays, I like to see what's happened with the other people that sent me cards. So how do you feel about that? Is it too personal when you're putting your own stuff, or?
I don't generally. I mean, only like for Christmas I would, but other occasions I try to, like for their birthdays now. And of course, I'm not doing the volume you're doing.
Right, that's a tough one, right? Yeah.
So I personalize the birthday cards right now for those that I can, with a picture from Facebook,
them.
like
Yeah.
the espionage thing. But
Yeah.
I make their birthday card only if they don't have pictures on Facebook, or I don't have, or they're not on Facebook.
Right.
Then I send them a generic card.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
for right now, but I know at some point I'm going to have to do the one card, and just send everybody.
And I tried to make up for it by going interactive. So like I have the birthday color page. That's about them, right? Because they color the page. And then cartoons I put in there. Sometimes I do a word search or something to make it more
I've started
interactive,
doing that.
Yeah, but then I saved the one panel that ended up about us. but I was thinking more like it would help them connect with us. But I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn about that now that I don't know why I'm overanalyzing it. I'm overanalyzing it, but I think if I don't put anything about us, some people I'm sending cards to, like, sold for me 8 years ago, and they're not going to remember how they know me unless I
Yeah.
put something, right? Because they're going to be like, oh, this chick sends me cards, but I don't remember what the reason that I know her is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
how do you feel about that, Joanne?
I do a family newsletter with my cards every year.
Yeah.
I've done it for years, and everybody, it's so funny because I always think, oh, do I want to do it? Do I not? Because I send out a lot. I'm not doing it with SendOutCards yet because I've got such a stockpile of Christmas cards that
Oh,
I
yeah.
bought after Christmas that I've got to get used up. Hopefully this year I'll finish it up, but I send out I send out about 500 Christmas cards between
Yeah.
my family, my church family, my customers and things, and Avon family. So, but I've always done it. And it's so funny because you run into people throughout the year and they'll be like, oh, I've been hoping to run into you. We just love getting your cards
Oh,
every
nice.
year and catching up. So I think people do appreciate it. I'm sure there's some that don't, but I think for me, the majority of mine, they just can't wait.
Yeah,
And
the
of course,
catching up thing. Yeah. Because I'm doing the same thing you're doing. I think I'm just doing it on a send out card thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'll eventually get there, hopefully next year. But this year will be a little tough because I got to write about my dad and stuff,
Yeah.
and then COVID. But then I can finish it off with Mason and his being a Marine. And I have to tell you guys, Lisa sent me a card for my dad. It was one of the first ones that I had gotten. And of course I knew it was from Lisa because you get it. And I'm like, oh, a card from Lisa. And I'm like, I just lost it. I mean, she took the
Oh,
time
Oh,
to go through my photos and do that. And I mean, Lisa, this card has set up on my
Oh.
mantle. It has been on my mantle in my fireplace. And then Lynn Hubert sent me this one.
Nice.
And so these two cards are still up on my fireplace mantle because it's like, oh my gosh, my dad's still with me. But this card, Lisa, I guess being in SendOutCards and knowing the time that it took to do that, it just really touched my heart. So I want to personally thank you. I've been meaning to get on these calls and tell you, but it just, so never underestimate, guys, that what we do doesn't make an impact. It does. And you don't always get to hear from people that it does, but you know that you're making an impact on their lives. It really does.
I think that's why it's good to not think about an ulterior motive when you're sending somebody something. Just go pure on whether they would like it or whether they would find it heartwarming, and just go on that alone, and everything works out in the universe. What were we going to say, Don? I interrupted you.
yeah, I do that with, like a lot of family that I haven't seen for years and years. And when I started, doing the calls and stuff, I started the espionage, and I would just see a picture and, save it to the phone, and then, do the postcard and send it to them. And, some of the responses have just been, like, oh my God, I can't believe you did that, and it's like, and it, it makes them feel good. It makes me feel good. And it does, it only takes like a minute, but I run into the problem where I don't have everybody in there yet.
Oh, yeah.
And another one will say, well, I didn't get a card. It's like, send me your picture.
Oh,
And
you know
I'll
what I
send
do
you
when I'm with somebody and they say that? Here we go. We do the selfie. Put you right in,
Yeah.
because you can add people right on the fly, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I did that out at the convention I was at in Las Vegas. That was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, I think the app is one of the best things. The card making app is not as flexible as the laptop. So if I want something fancy, I do it on the laptop. But then once you do it, you can pull that card up on here. So I can send them easier. Like you know how I work my lists? Well, I'm working I move them from here over to here every day. And then I send my 3-4 cards and move it over here. So I'm on, I sent 172 of my brochure by mail people a card since, I usually date this. I don't know if I did this time, but since August 28th, 3 or 4 a day. And I've already found 4 people that moved it with no forward. So I was sending them a brochure and wasting my money because they moved. And the only way I knew that is because I sent them a card. And then this one is the Avon only list. I'm 3 pages in since September 28th. And so I'm about, let's see, 80 people, more than that, almost 100 people, 3 pages in, 2-3 cards a day. That's it, because I'm doing them on my subscription. And it's on my phone, that particular card I'm using. So I just pick that up and send it to 2-3 people and call it a day. Now, it wouldn't seem like 2-3 people a day is going to make any difference, but it does after a while. You end up conquering the whole list. It's cleaning my list because I get a bunch of them back that either moved or whatever, because these prospects are from the beginning of time. So when we were buying leads, if I ever got them as a lead, they're on this list. If they never converted, they're on here. So I think it's worthwhile to do. And my prospect card, by the way, I'm still using the one that's that post from the Now and Then challenge for that Avon had. You could win some free stuff. Did you know that one, Joanne? You're looking like you don't know what it is. Let me just show you quick. We got it right here. They did a challenge where this is what the graphic looked like from them. I pulled the graphic and like I started selling, that's my senior picture in high school. And this was now, and I just put it together and I did a post. And the reason I did the post was because they might give you free stuff. I didn't end up getting the free stuff, but I did the post and I did it too long. It said, write your story. And without leaving out a bunch of stuff, my story is long, 40 years of long. I tried to make it down just the interesting stuff, but it still was way too long for a social media post. I get that. But you know what? It was my most interactive post ever. So when that happens, I sit there and think, maybe I could reuse this post some other way. So I did screenshots of it. So the post itself was this long. I screenshotted it to make sure I got it all and cropped it to make sure it made sense. And then on the back, I have the ways to sign up and the picture of the kits. And then it says, whether you're looking for pocket money or to build an Avon empire, you can start your Avon journey here, and my sign up link. And that's it. That's what I'm sending to my prospects. And of course it has the back thing on it. I've gotten customers for sure from it already, and I've already gotten recruits for sure from that mailing. That's been 3 or 4 cards a day. And it's a 3-panel, you could do anything, but my subscription doesn't matter whether it's 2-panel, 3-panel, or postcard, it's included. So why not do a 3-panel? And it was a post that got a lot of interaction. I think it's too long, the story and the post, but it's working. So I'm willing to use it if it's working. So anyway, we better get going because it's already 3:15, but thank you so much. I'm going to put this recording up on YouTube so you can see it if you want to see the replay. I really appreciate it. And I hope you have a fabulous Thanksgiving.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you,
bye.
everybody.
Thank you. Same to you.
Bye.